So now Allah is teaching us actually that the only way we're going to develop clear speech communication is to truly develop taqwa. And when someone has a problem with clear speech communication, it's not a problem of speech, it's a problem of taqwa. There's debates going on between Muslims and Christians, or Muslims and Hindus, or whoever, and the Muslim speaker like humiliates the Hindu, humiliates the atheist, just absolutely just demolishes them in public and just batters them, and you're like, yes, Islam. That's not taqwa.
This video is an extract from our deeper look of Surah Al-Ahzab, which is currently taking place live in Chicago right now during our 4-week intensive summer Quran seminary. But for the first time ever, we're also streaming the entire thing live exclusively within the Bayyinah TV app itself. It will not be here on YouTube or social media. So, register now on BayyinahTV.com to join Ustadh Nouman and other students on this transformational journey every evening from 7 to 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You can also catch up with the replays afterwards.
From here, we move to every ayah at the end has its magnificent burden. And that's what's happening in the next ayah. Again, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. We just heard Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in this ayah. And again, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. We saw Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu before. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udhkuru ni'matallahi alaykum. Right? Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. So we saw Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in the beginning. Then we saw Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in the middle. Now we're seeing Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu in the end. But in the end, they're coming back to back, aren't they? They're bunched together. This tells you that Allah is shaking the Muslims up. In the beginning, the enemy was shaking them. وَزُلْزِلُوا زِلْزَالًا شَدِيدًا. In the end, it's Allah shaking them. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ آذَوْا مُوسَى يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. And look at what happened. In the beginning, we saw يَا أَيُّهَا النَّبِيُّ اتَّقِ اللَّهَ. We're coming to the end, right? يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. What was Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was told to have taqwa of Allah in the beginning. Why? Because he was reluctant to express something just in the most subtle way. Just that. And then Allah just revealed and revealed. Just follow what you've been told. Don't just trust Allah. Just say it. تَخْشَى النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ أَحَقُّ أَن تَخْشَاهُ. Over and over and over again. Over one issue. And at the end of it all, it wasn't even about Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because the whole point of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is to be sirajan munira for you and me. So by the end of this surah, you don't just remember, oh, what happened with Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Zainab, what happened with Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Zayd. No. What's going to happen with you? That's the point is what's going to happen with you. What's going to happen with me? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. Have taqwa of Allah and say speech that is straightforward, ironclad. I'm going to show you some things. I don't know if you can see the screen. I want to show you the meanings of sad first. Then we'll go back. Qulu qawlan sadida is this is one of those worlds in an ayah. That's what this ayah is. First and foremost, let's understand what sad is. From sadid. As-sud was sad al-radam wal-jabal. A dam. You know where the water is held by a dam? That's called a sad. You know? هل نجعل لك خرجا على أن تجعل بيننا وبينهم سدا. And he said, no, I'll do better than sad. I'll make a stronger sad. It's called radma. Right? So sad is a dam. A large wall. It's also a mountain that barricades. A lot of empires in the world, they didn't keep expanding because they ran into mountains. Right? So they kept conquering until they ran into Caucasus or large mountain, ranges. And they're like, oh, well, I guess that's the end of the empire because it's too much to get on the other side of these mountains or go all around the ocean. It's going to deplete our resources. So this is the edge. This is the natural border God created for empires. Because you can't cross it. It's sealed. It's a natural seal. Right? That's called sad. So from this, the meaning of sad is something firm, closed gaps, seals, straight. So Allah is giving a quality of speech. Have taqwa of Allah and speak a kind of speech that has the quality of sadid. Also the sarf of it is important. Sadid is fa'il. So this is sifa mushabbaha, something that is consistently sadid. What does that mean? It means your speech is consistently straight and it's consistently without gaps. Straight and without gaps. Like the mountain doesn't have gaps and you can't move forward, or the wall without any cracks, or the dam that the water can't get through, right? So it's no gaps and it's straight. The two qualities of the word sad. So now we have to think about speech. How do you make sure speech is straight? And how do you make sure speech doesn't have cracks in it, holes in it? You have to say things, let's talk about not having holes. You have to say things that will not be misinterpreted. You have to say things in a way that the intent you had for what someone needs to understand is perfectly clear. There's no ambiguity left. So you have to develop the skill of absolutely clear communication, so there's no room for misinterpretation, or you're saying, even if you look further back and you say, فَلَا تَخْضَعْنَ بِالْقَوْلِ فَيَطْمَعَ الَّذِي فِي قَلْبِهِ مَرَضٍ. Don't be soft in your speech, because somebody will get the wrong idea and the people with a sickness in their heart will become hopeful that maybe there's a romantic opportunity here. Why? Because you spoke, but in the tone of your speech, there may be a khalal. So straighten it up. So it's not just about what you say, it's also how you say. It has to be aligned. By saying ittaqullah in the beginning, Allah is saying this is shu'batun min shu'ab taqwa. This is a component of taqwa. Allah is saying if you're really mindful of Allah, it immediately impacts the way you communicate. And you're mindful of the way what you're saying can be misinterpreted. Or the tone you're using can be taken to mean the wrong idea. You become mindful of what you say and how you say. And you're mindful of it also, if the word sadid is to fill a gap, you're talking to someone and you have a target in front of you. There's a reason for which you're speaking. And every word you're saying, the communication you're having, is meant to hit that target. And that target is straight. You don't have a crooked target. You could speak to someone to make them upset. Is that true or no? Like the only reason you spoke to them is because you want to really make them upset. Can you sometimes make comments? The only purpose of those comments is to annoy someone. Is your target straight or crooked? You have a crooked target. Then your qawl is not sadid. Because then istidad is not just about the straightness of speech and the straightness of tone, but it's also the straightness of the intent of the speech. Where is this target going to strike? Am I trying to convince this person or aggravate this person? Am I trying to help this person or humiliate this person? What is my intent with this comment? When people say something really offensive and you say, what did you just say? I'm just saying. Or somebody will come to you and say, don't you think it's really stupid that you are taking this class? You say, what? I'm just asking a question. Just a question. You're right, it is a question. But and it's a straightforward question. I'm not being offensive. I just want to know. They'll say, I just want to know. And you say, why do you want to know? Just curious. You know what that means? You're unwilling to express the true intent of your speech. I don't know. You could feign ignorance. You could pretend, I don't know, just curious. Just saying. Why are you asking me so many questions? Because I want to know what the target was. I want to know what the intent of speech was. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. Be intentful, purposeful, directed, straight, unflinching, not emotionally manipulative or easy to manipulate in your speech. So, and if we could develop that, man, this lesson, by the way, the takeaway is, if you're not doing anything wrong and says, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like I know young people that, start praying and their family freaks out that they're becoming an extremist. It happens. And the father says, what are you doing? What's next? You're going to hide a bomb in your bag? That kind of conversation. What is this young man, this young woman, what are they supposed to say? They're supposed to say, I'm praying. And I'll keep praying. No rise of voice, no lowering of voice. Oh, sorry, I'm praying, I was just praying. No, that's not sadid, because you're apologizing. I'm praying for the sake of Allah. That's not sadid either, because now you're getting angry. Sadid, you have a purpose. You need to communicate what you're doing and why, or what you're doing and how intent you are on it, and how you're not sorry for it without offending anybody else. So you can just be and say, I'm praying, and I'm actually going to continue to pray. That's not going to stop. I love you though. You don't love me. If you love me, you would stop praying. I'm not going to stop praying, and I still love you. No, you don't. Forget it. I don't want to talk to you. Who's losing their mind now? Who's going all over the place? The person who, if you keep your composure, the people who try to throw you off, they lose their composure. You keep yours. This is the benefit of al-qawl al-sadid. This is the benefit of qawl al-sadid. The other side of al-qawl al-sadid, there's so many things here. Inshallah, we'll talk about them after salah, but like, another important piece of this that I'd like you to be mindful of, at least in this introductory commentary, is how this is connected to the previous ayah.